We don't die as a result of shelling, we'll die slowly of hunger. May they give us some of God's mercy.
Well, with me is Mohamed Taha from BBC Arabic. Mohamed, thank you for joining us. We've had this news in the last hour from the WHO about that hospital in southern Gaza. What do we know from them?
So this hospital was raided by the Israeli forces a week ago. There has been many deaths because of this raid. Some patients died because of the cut of the electricity and the stoppage of the medical equipment. There are reports talking about 100 people were arrested. Some of them are medical staff. So it's the same scenario exactly as happened with several hospitals before, like the Indonesian hospital Kamal Adwan in the north and Al-Shifa hospital in the city of Gaza. Now this hospital is apparently getting out of service as well. Even the other nearby hospitals like the European hospitals, they are not working very well. We had an interview in the BBC Arabic with the spokesperson with the Doctors Without Borders organization, and they said that these hospitals gradually are getting out of service. Even there is a journalist, his name is Ismail Abu Omar. He was injured and he's currently in the European hospital, and the medical staff are saying unless he would be getting out of Gaza because they do not have enough equipment or expertise, he will die in this hospital. So it's a dire situation of the hospitals in Gaza, and all what this spokesperson said, that linking providing aid and medical resources to these hospitals with the negotiations regarding the truce is the thing that is making the life difficult for them.
And on that, it is not sounding positive at the moment of any chance of having a truce.
At all. The Qatari Prime Minister said that they are apart and there are many differences. The main differences are around if this pause in fighting would lead to a permanent ceasefire, and also around the numbers of the people that they are going to exchange between the hostages and the Palestinian prisoners. There are wide positions between the two parties. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that if they would accept Hamas conditions, that is a defeat for Israel. So that wide and big gap between the parties making this fighting continues. We saw this morning 50 people died in Israeli shelling in the middle of Gaza, and overnight 20 people in Rafah and in Khan Yunis, so 70 people over less than 10 hours. So unless these parties would find common ground, this war would continue and it should stop.
Yeah, and Mr. Netanyahu saying that the fight will go on, to quote him, until Israel achieved absolute victory. Do we have any idea about that operation around Rafah that he's mentioned in the past?
Of course, Israel is very determined to go ahead with this Rafah operation. However, there are many international calls inviting Israel not to do that because it's a very dense populated area, and any operation in this area might lead to permanent displacement of the Palestinians to Egypt, because there is nowhere for them to go, actually. So the problem now is that wide two opinions between Israel and many international forces, including the United States. The United States think that opposing fighting would guarantee that the hostages would get out and the aid would get in and a permanent solution for Gaza would happen. Israel thinking that only fighting will lead them to get the hostages, and also would lead them to press pressure on Hamas to accept their conditions. But you know, the experience saying that Hamas held Gilad Shalit, the soldier, for 10 years before without Israel being able to reach them, and for what extent Israel would be able to continue in this military operation without them knowing where are the hostages, and causing this massive humanitarian crisis in the Strip.
Okay, Mohamed Taha from BBC Arabic, thank you for your analysis. Appreciate it. Now, as we've been reporting, the family of the Russian opposition activist Alexei Navalny